Hey guys, Nick here. Good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm just wrapping up a couple messages to people. This is kind of very typical of my mornings. I will come in, put on my headset. I like to do video responses to people. I really like doing the videos because when somebody sends in a question, there might be more that goes with the question, you know? So if I'm able to kind of walk through it and talk through it, I end up, number one, blabbing quite a bit, but then I end up trying to at least answer any further questions they might have. I don't know, I found it to be a very efficient way of answering questions and really getting all the good information out there. Anyway, today we're going to take the IMHQ and do a little bit of testing. And so I thought that I would include you if you'd like to come along. So I think Nathan's going to be my testing buddy today. We're going to head over to Nashville and we're going to try to find Verizon's UltraWide C Band network. They turned it on while we were at Quartzsite and we weren't around an area that had it, so we couldn't go out and test it, but we were super busy anyway. We're going to head over, hook up the IMHQ, take it out, and you'll get to see the IMHQ in action as we're taking it kind of local, but it's a sweet little place to do some work. It's going to get a few things printing while we go, and then we'll hook up and head out. Watch my phone to see if we can get 5G UW on it. And once we get UW on the phone, then we should be able to for sure hit it on the Insty Connect if Verizon is going to let other devices on. That's the big if for today. We may have to stop over at Verizon if my SIM card will not get on UltraWide. So that's kind of the question of the day. Some people have said, well, UltraWide is for the new customers only. My SIM card is from 2007, 2008, grandfathered unlimited plan. Tina has the same plan, so I can't use her SIM. But if we run into the spot where I think they have UltraWide and my phone's not picking it up, I'm gonna call some Verizon stores and say, do you guys have UltraWide at your location? And if they say yes, then we'll go in. And if my phone does not work UltraWide, then I will remove my SIM, buy another line for this phone, and go from there. So there's options. There is options. So we had to go into Verizon. Okay, so here's my whole plan with this. We're gonna come out, be near a Verizon store, because I did not know if my old SIM would do UltraWide. And it didn't, right? So the speeds were quite a bit different here at UltraWide outside Nashville.
We're only getting like 200. Now we're getting 3,000.
We were getting 3,000, right? 3,000 down, 32 up. So it's a little lopsided. But, so now I know I have a SIM that can do UltraWide. So we're gonna put it in the InstyConnect. See, now it's only, in the car, it's only 96. But it's still UltraWide.
That's still insanely good for a phone, though.
Being a Verizon UltraWide customer for the last 20 minutes, I feel like it's pretty touch and go, to be honest. In the store, we're getting 5G UW. Outside the store, it seemed like it came and went. Now it's here, you know, we have full strength 5G running a speed test. And speeds are good, but they're not ultra-wide, right? So what I'm thinking is that with all these towers around, I bet you only certain ones work. For instance, like this one over here. I think what we're gonna do is just head back towards the store and park over there because we know UltraWide is there. Okay, so the first goal is to make sure that we can connect UltraWide. So we're gonna go back to near where a tower does have it. And I was looking on Cell Mapper, and I don't think Cell Mapper has any kind of info, right, as far as what C-band towers are out there right now. And this is gonna be really bad.
Oh, dude, you're driving on top of the curb.
I know, it's okay. Okay, here we go. All right, hold on to my phone, please. You talk to him for a little bit. I gotta drive.
Sorry. So far, what I think about the ultra-wide band is, what I said to Dad is it might be the metal on the outside of the car. Well, you say a lot that high-frequency bands aren't good with piercing through things.
Right.
And like Airstreams, this thing has metal on the outside of it. I think it is the metal. Teslas! Look at all the Teslas! So cool. That's why I want a Tesla. Except they're very expensive. Oh, look, it's a Target! Did I tell you guys I love coffee? Targets usually have Starbucks. Wow, it's been on 1X the whole time. Sorry if it's been right in front of my face.
Oh, we got it.
Nashville's a
UW's
nice
on.
place.
That must be up there.
Oh, it's probably that tower right there.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Starbucks. Let's go up there, okay?
Yes!
You can have some Starbucks.
Yes!
Yeah. We got 200 and 300 and something. So it's not massive.
Not ultra wide, but it's still ultra.
So the iPhone ultra wide 281 79.5. Now, this is quite a bit different than what we saw by the store. It's not the 1700 that we were getting, but we'll use this. We'll set up, okay?
That's 5G ultra wide right there. Don't you think I'm the best at videotaping? Put it down in the comments below. Say Nathan is the best at videotaping. Or Luke, I don't really care. Probably Nathan, though, because I am the best.
Okay.
Let's do it! Here we go! We got it to work! Ah!
All right. Okay, that's what it looks like. When you do that, that's what it looks like when you're on ultra wide with the Insty Connect. We got band 13 with 5G N77. So didn't have to do anything. Just brought it up, made sure my sim could do it, and then it was working. Just a little sneak peek of what it looks like when we're out testing. Since we do both the hardware and the software, we keep a close eye on how everything works. The CPU usage and all of that stuff that goes along with the InstyConnect. We tuned this to not necessarily give you the fastest overall speeds, because we actually wanted you to be able to connect in more places versus having the faster speed when you're somewhere right next to a tower. So let me explain how that works. The way that we created this data cable and everything, it keeps our max speed around 300 to 400. And I did that specifically because this allows us to have the antenna outside. And that is a crucial thing, because being able to have the radio or the modem outside in the wings, and the way we design the wings, actually means that we turn a signal into data out there. So we're actually processing stuff out in the Angel Wings, which is why when people hook this up and they're like, wow, this is so much faster, it's all because we've taken it and moved the processing outside so that we essentially talk directly to the towers from the outside. It's definitely a different way of doing it. That's why people are like, well, why is this working when my other devices aren't? And it's basically because we started with the antenna, and then we said, how can we make it work the best? Because it really, when it comes down to it, when we do wireless stuff, it's all about the antenna. If we have a great antenna and we actually use the signal right where we see it, then it's our best chance of getting the best speed. So I'm super excited with 5G ultra wideband. This is just, it's given us great speeds, low ping times, great uploads. We've actually seen a couple where the uploads were right around 100 megs per second upload. So I wanted to just mention this one thing. Now I just ran a speed test. We're on Comcast and I got 363 down, 64.8 up. So a great speed with ultra wideband here in Verizon. But there's one thing that I wanted to let you know. When you're doing internet through wireless, there's so many variables that can affect what that speed is. So just sitting here and doing tests, I mean, we're getting tests kind of all over the place. And I'm going to show you one of those variables right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is just change this server from Comcast to Verizon, okay? And then run a test. So this is just one of the variables that can be in this whole testing thing. Now take a look at this speed that we're getting, 167 or 68 or so. That was like half the speed that we're getting just a second ago on Comcast. So when you're doing these speed tests, just know that the server you connect to can make a big difference. Also, just know that just time and other people using the network and all kinds of stuff can really affect the overall speed of what you're getting. So just then, I would think, if I ran this speed test, I'd think, oh no, what's wrong with my InstyConnect? I mean, I literally didn't change anything other than that server, and I'll change it back to Comcast here and run another test, just to show you that just that one little thing can make a difference. But also time can make a difference. I mean, I could have, see, it's pretty close to what it was. 350, so we're getting great speeds again. 360, I mean, look at that. That's 200 megabits more than what we just had a second ago. Nothing on the InstyConnect changed. All I did was change the server. So when you're out and about and you're running speed tests and everything, what I like to tell people is just look for a good connection. You know, if you have 80 to 100, 150, I mean, anything, that's a great connection. Try not to stress about getting ultra fast speeds, because that can change. That can change from 1 minute to another. It can change from whatever server you connect to. Lots of variables that go into this, but you can also just rest assured knowing that we're doing all of this testing. We're putting it through its paces. We're trying to pump so much data through it so that we can see what the, I mean, watch these, the CPU counts on everything. You know, we're wanting to see how much data we can push through this to get you a great solid connection most of the time. Verizon UltraWide Band 5G, really, really cool. Was really fun to get out here and test it. The system worked just like that, so there's no update needed. But if you can't tell, this is super, super fun stuff for me. I like coming out here, digging through all the data, and optimizing it and making it so that not only it gets you really fast speeds, but it works really, really well in just about everywhere that you can bring it. So thanks for joining us on this testing tour. Glad to have you here. Nathan says thanks as well.
Thank you.
Yep, and we will see you later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, so here's a couple notes of the takeaway with Verizon Ultra Wideband. The speeds that I've shown in the video, the 2,000 to 3,000 megabits down, for whatever reason, we were only able to get those speeds inside the Verizon store. And it got me to thinking that maybe they're doing something in these Verizon stores to maybe, you know, pump up their image a little bit. When I first ran that speed test on the iPhone, I was pretty blown away. And then as soon as I put the chip into my iPhone and we were in the back of the store, I ran a speed test and I got 4,000 down. And what was interesting to me is that as we went farther away from the back of the store, the speeds started to decline. So it was 4,000 at the desk, and then back where the phones were, it was about 3,000. And then we got outside of the building, it dropped down to like 1,000 or so, and then we got in the parking lot, it was pretty much standard 5G speeds, but it still said the UW on the phone, so I was a little confused about that. So it made me think that maybe they have some kind of repeater or maybe even millimeter wave inside the stores that they're just not mentioning to people. I'm not quite sure. Let me know if you know anything about that or have any thoughts about that. We were not able to see that type of speed anywhere else. What we were seeing was, it was very typical 90 to 100 to 200 to 280. And there were some times where we would actually see between 3 to 4 and up to almost about 500 directly on the iPhone. And with the InstyConnect, we were mostly around 250 to 300 on up to just about 400, which is right around the max that we would expect the InstyConnect to be able to do. So right about the theoretical limit of the hardware that we're using. So we were very excited to see those great speeds and see consistent speeds over 300 with the ultra wideband Verizon. And then as well, earlier in the video, I mentioned that the ultra wideband seemed to be touch and go. What we noticed when we were heading home with the InstyConnect on the rig here is that we were picking it up quite a bit. Even heading out of Nashville towards Dixon, we were picking it up off the interstate quite a bit. And I was running speed tests from the router, seeing anywhere from 100 to around 200 or so on the router itself. So from the looks of it, they're doing a good job of rolling out this ultra wideband C band, at least outside the major metropolitan areas. And it's pretty exciting, actually, to be able to see it and to use it, and just to see how these cell phone companies are moving ahead, giving us more bandwidth and more speed. T-Mobile, which I think N41 is very similar to what Verizon UltraWide Band does. I'm seeing very similar speeds between T-Mobile and Verizon now with their UltraWide Band of their very high frequencies. Let me know if you're seeing some pretty awesome speeds out and about. So our InstyConnect can pick up C-Band, and you don't have to do anything with it. We are going to be putting out some updates. I'm hoping to put a little UW so that you'll know right away where it says Verizon 5G, so you'll know right away if you're on ultra wideband. And then as we're testing, we'll be figuring out if we can optimize it even further to squeeze a little bit more range and a little bit more speed out of the InstyConnect to do what we pretty much do all the time, to make it even better as we go. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop your thoughts below as well. Have you seen ultra wideband where you are? If you do have questions, reach out to us, InstyConnect.com. Go to help and contact us. It's the best place to reach us. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.